What's it called? Like toilet lasagna or something like that?
What?
Toilet lasagna. You never heard of that? Why do you say?
Is that a?
You never heard of toilet lasagna?
Is that a poop?
So basically, toilet lasagna. Like you know what a lasagna is, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So you right, and then you wipe. So there's toilet paper, and you don't flush it. You it again on top, like when a toilet gets clogged.
Why do you know this?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast, where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Josh Magic Michaels, and I'm joined today, as always, by
Mehgan Preen.
Cody.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, today's going to be a very special episode.
I knew that was going to be a fight. I knew it.
Cody does not want to say his last name. He wants anonymity, apparently. Is that why?
I think it's too formal. Like, I get you need it for the pun.
Sure.
Because if I'm Josh Magic.
Right.
The Michaels is the part that makes that nickname work.
Yeah.
I kind of like Josh Magic, though.
I don't. I don't. Today's a very special episode. We are going to be doing, for the first time ever, a series review, meaning we're going to review at least all the way until not the completed series because it's not done yet, but up until where it's at recently, right? Or where it's been recently, chapter 87, I think.
Yeah, volume 7.
Yeah, somewhere around there, but of Chainsaw Man, which was... for you Volume 1 heads out there, it was our first episode ever. It was the first review we ever did.
Wow.
And we've come a long way. I didn't have the strength to listen that far back, but Cody and Mehgan, I don't know if you listened to it. Did you?
I don't think so. I listened to older episodes, but not that one.
I forgot how infuriated I was when you were like, reading the first chapter, I don't get a sense for the story. 2 stars.
Yeah, I fucked up. And
we only talked about it for like 30 minutes and we moved on. It was crazy.
We've come a long way and we've learned a lot. I have a couple bombshells I want to drop during the episode. Cody has a game planned and he also has some gifts ready to hand out to me and Megan. So without further ado, let's just get into the episode. And I guess we should also mention too that we're doing a giveaway. When this episode comes out, it'll be on October 7th.
Yeah.
Is when this episode comes out. Spooktober 7th. And the official American release of Volume 1 of Chainsaw Man comes out October 6th. So we're going to be buying 3 copies of Chainsaw Man Volume 1 and giving them away to someone random watching this video. It could be you. It could be you right now. All you have to do is leave a comment on the video, obviously subscribe, and you can tell us who your favorite Chainsaw Man character is or who your favorite host is if you haven't read Chainsaw Man.
Or spell phonetically what you think a chainsaw sounds like. It could be RRVVVRRR.
Right.
Where for the classic. It could be RNNVR, like. You know, the list goes on as far as potential.
The list goes on. It goes on.
There could be Q's in there.
Hey, Cody. Enough said.
NUFF.
And we also, one last thing before we get into the review, we also have a studio guest in house today. And we're gonna cut to the Hannah cam right now. This is Hannah. Say hi, Hannah. And she's gonna be joining us in studio. So if you hear some laughter off screen, we didn't add it in post. It's a real person.
It's a real person.
This counts as a studio audience.
Yeah, this is the closest we can get to having a studio audience.
It's not the ghosts that haunt Josh's place.
Yeah.
No, that's Josh.
Yeah, that is me. My roommate is convinced that there is a ghost of me haunting him.
And the ghost is, of course, your younger, more happy self.
Yeah. Very sad.
The thing that haunts us all.
Yeah. Yes, Cody. But Cody, since Chainsaw Man was kind of a series that you recommended, I do have the official synopsis here ready to go. But if you want to give your version of a synopsis, go right ahead. Feel free.
After losing his dog, a guy gets a job and tries to live his best life.
That's pretty accurate. But it's also, I think you should say that, like, Something happens.
Well, I'm assuming when you read the official one, we'll get into it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you still wanted me to read it. I didn't know if you wanted me to betray you.
No,
like
I
that.
thought I'll just what I said is technically right.
Right, let's see
but
how
it doesn't
close you
do
were.
anything.
Let's see how close you were.
Well, have Mehgan guess what it would be too.
Okay, guess what
if
the
you had to
official
give a synopsis.
A poor, sad little boy has a little dog, and then he loves the little dog, and then they get into trouble.
And shenanigans.
Yeah.
That's a series called
Enough
Chainsaw
said.
Boy. Very similar to Chainsaw Man. People get them confused all the time. This one says, Pochita's chainsaw powers come in handy against these powerful demons. Okay, this is cut from the middle of the synopsis. It has to be, because why are they talking about the
I thought I
dog
saw
right away?
one synopsis, like it's on the cover where it just says broke boy plus chainsaw demon equals chainsaw man.
That's a way better. I'm not going to even read this because it's so long. When his father died, Denji was stuck with a huge debt and no way to pay it back. You know what I mean? It goes.
Where it explains every single.
Yeah. Say what you said again.
Broke boy plus chainsaw demon equals chainsaw man.
There we go. And that's all we need to know. So we've only read one chapter, or we only did read one chapter when we reviewed it the first time. Cody read the first volume, more than the first volume.
Yeah.
So, Mehgan, what were you expecting going into this, having only read one chapter?
And me constantly asking you guys if you caught up with it.
Exactly. I was like, I've heard nothing but good things from Cody because he's, putting it down our throats for so long. And I was like, okay, I'll read more. I did like it, but started reading it more and...
But what did you think? Like, what did you expect? Did you think you were going to like it? Did you think you were going to hate it? Did you...
I really had no expectations rather than Cody being like, it's really good. And as much as I don't want to say it, like, I trust his judgment. So.
Yeah.
I saw you were about to say Cody's usually right, and you stopped yourself and then insulted me. I saw that happening. I was like, maybe I'm being
Okay. Cody, yes, you're right. Is that what you want me to say?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
No,
it feels
I
weird.
feel my stomach hurts.
I expected to love it, by the way, Cody. I'll have you know. And it had nothing to do with you.
That's what infuriated me, is I knew you would love it.
Yeah.
And I knew both of you guys would love it. And you said, this is another thing where at the end of that episode, you guys both said you're going to read more, and then you don't.
We got a lot on our plate. New season just came out. I was watching a bunch of new shit. I mean, come on.
Come on, Cody. We can't drop everything for you.
That's why I forced this episode to be something where you guys had to read the entire thing.
Yeah. I expected to love it because I loved what I read in the first chapter, but I did, but I also hated the review.
Right? He says it that way, and then
two.
he
You gave it a 2.
I made a mistake.
Yeah,
you loved it though.
I
based
loved
on the first chapter, it feels incomplete.
Here's okay.
You said that.
I did say that, but let me tell you this. It was the first review you had ever done. I didn't know if I was going to be giving everything 5s. I wanted to be harsh on the material.
That's what, as I knew you were being arbitrary about it.
Yeah.
Okay, put the mug down.
This is empty.
Put the mug down.
That's Venom.
Yeah, Cody almost fucking came when he saw that mug.
What do you mean almost?
Exactly. It wasn't just full of water. But yeah, I knew I was going to like it. But I wish I would have. That's one of my biggest regrets is not giving it a higher rating.
Really, that's up there.
It's top.
Of all the things in your life, that's one of
top
them.
two. Top 2 regrets. It's it's never asking out that one girl from high school and not reading or giving Chainsaw Man a low rating. Biggest regrets.
Keeps you up at night.
Yeah, it keeps me up at night.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps me up at night. But anyway, Cody, take it away, dude. Walk us through the series review of Chainsaw Man.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, dude. This is all you. Yeah.
That was pretty good. God, I'm like possessed by the Chainsaw Man.
You're rocking some dope cosplay.
Oh yeah, Kobeni.
Yeah, she changed who she was going to cosplay as last minute.
Oh, I did.
Because she was talking about how much she liked the character. I'm like, oh yeah, they're great. You keep reading it.
At first, I didn't like Kobeni because she was like really freaking out. You know, that one part, I was like, this bitch is crazy. And then I was like, oh no, that bitch is crazier.
Yeah, she has like Kobeni is like a joke character. And then like when it's her time to shine, oh, I didn't see that coming.
So what do you love about the series? Like start us
Okay,
at square
this
one.
is everything because this is in Shonen Jump, and this is everything a shonen story is. But then it's also not like how they're all done, because this is a character whose thing is like he's dumb, right? They're all those stories like, oh, it's this guy who like doesn't have common sense, but the reason is he didn't get a proper education. So it's like that. He's that character. Oh, he likes food. That's because he grew up not being able to eat like a lot of food. So now he really appreciates the food that he eats. So like, it's not like they're always like, oh, I really like rice. And you're like, oh my God, what a creative character trait. But for him, it's like, because he didn't even get to eat quality rice growing up. So like, he just enjoys like all these little things that he didn't get that. So he, at the same time that he's a typical shonen protagonist, it's like done in a way that makes it like real instead of like, oh, okay, here's another person who's half their character trait is they enjoy food.
Well, yeah, you can give them simple needs.
Yeah.
Simple desires. You don't have to make them, on a life support machine. I'm looking at you, Samurai 8. Okay.
And then because there's a moment later that Samurai 8 did this thing in like their first chapter, because they rush through the story, that like wasn't well executed. Chainsaw Man like builds up to this moment. It's way more satisfying, and it's almost the exact same scene.
Well, let's talk about it. Is that towards the beginning? Are you talking about something that's towards the beginning of the series?
That's like the second major fight he's in.
Okay.
Where he fights like a rival. And like that's after he gets like a training montage, and like it actually pays off based on like the things he's learned.
Yeah.
And then in Samurai 8, the guy just does a nothing personal move on a guy who we see pull that off on someone else. But then the main character didn't see him do that, but he knew that you could do that. And then the guy who did do that we saw do that, didn't do that.
I love that.
Speaking in riddles. What are some of the things you love about the series? Having read up to chapter 87.
It's the characters, man. It's the fucking characters. They're so, I feel like I know them. I want to hang out with them, even though I don't want to die, but they're just so, they're like my family.
And that's like the series, like you get to see them like eating dinner after work, basically.
Yeah.
You get to see them like at home because they end up like being roommates.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Ask me what my favorite thing about the series is.
What's your favorite thing?
Okay, don't do that.
Okay.
Ew.
That was my second favorite thing.
I was guessing and I was only off by one.
Mm-hmm.
Cody.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna happen right now, isn't it? Okay.
Cody,
Okay.
This is my bombshell right here, dude.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I loved it. Cody, I'm a very busy guy. Okay. I'm a very busy guy. Cody acts like someone's gonna come out of the corner, from around the corner, and hit him over the head. I might have got the weeks mixed up, because we said that we were gonna review Frankenfran this week, and then we had a schedule.
You didn't read it.
I did read it, but not all of it. I didn't get up to chapter 87.
What far did you get up to?
I got up to chapter. No. I got up to.
This was the one thing. This was the one thing where it mattered, man.
That's my one regret.
That's my biggest regret. That's the
regret
reveal.
3 is you didn't do the thing we were supposed to do.
The weeks got away from me,
Oh.
The days started slipping through my fingers like sand,
Josh,
and what's even funnier is I had a whole conversation with Cody telling him how he was wrong about the weeks in the group message.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it's not this one, it's this one.
And you were so quiet.
And he was like, no, it's for sure Frankenfran. I was like, no, it's not. And I showed up like the picture of the whiteboard that we drew up. I showed him a picture of the schedule.
Which means you saw all of that, didn't comment at all.
Well, because in my mind, I secretly was hoping it would be Frankenfran. So
just ignored it.
So I'd have an extra week.
And Josh, I reread this entire series this morning.
That's not possible.
I woke up at 7.
Not possible.
And I left at 12. I reread the entire thing and I took notes on it.
In 7,
and I worked
8,
2
9,
jobs.
10, 11, 12. In 7 hours?
Yes.
He probably skipped the parts that he
No.
All right. Well.
How far did you get?
I got up to like chapter, I want to say like
30.
15.
Oh, whoa, no.
Why are you so sad? No. Maybe I got longer. Maybe it was like chapter 20. It was like chapter 20.
You're such a fucking liar. Oh.
Cody, the days got away from
I
me.
reread the entire thing this morning. You could have done that.
I was cramming it this morning.
I reread it the whole this morning
No,
too.
you fucking liar. No, you did not. But you know, I like it.
Wow.
I like
Okay,
it.
You know what, Cody?
But here's go ahead.
I mean,
Defend
yes.
me.
Okay, sure. I'm not going to defend you
Defend
because
me.
you
That's
should have finished
undefendable.
it. Yeah, you should defend. But
I sent
Cody, you're the
reminders. I
master.
sent reminders.
You did. You did a very
I
good
did
job.
the thing we said to do to prevent this from happening, which is I sent reminders multiple times about it.
Right. But here's also can I speak? Can I say something?
I clearly paused to give you time to speak.
Oh, okay. You know, in our reviews that we do in other episodes, one of us reads an entire volume. In this episode, an entire series, and one of us reads one chapter. So they can have questions for the other two people in order to sell people who haven't read the series on reading the entire thing. So I read like 2 volumes worth, right? So I have a lot of questions.
it's better than nothing.
I have a lot of questions, Cody.
Honestly, fine. Let's just move on, and we'll talk about it off mic.
Oh, shit. Okay. Cody, don't pull that little tab on your chest.
My chest hair?
No, I was talking to
My chest.
it was a Chainsaw
All
Man
5
joke.
of my chest hairs?
It was a Chainsaw Man joke because I read it.
Yeah, you volume done it.
I volumed
You volume summed it.
I volume summed it. So I have a lot of questions, Cody,
Oh, I bet you do.
but I really enjoyed it, and I have a favorite character
Oh.
Who is it?
currently right now. I gotta say,
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Let's each guess. I'm going
Okay.
to guess. If I had to guess 2, it'd either be Power or Aki.
Power.
I was
But-
gonna guess Aki after
You
sure.
forgot to let her guess.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You said let me guess, and so
And then I said we'll
You
let
said
her
it.
guess too.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. No, those are my 2 guesses too. So.
But yeah, definitely Power. Power's so dope, and she loves cats. Come on. I love
Power
cats.
is the funnest character that I've seen in a manga in so long.
She really is.
Yeah, because she's so unpredictable and just crazy and unhinged.
I had heard a lot about that moment too. That moment where Denji gets to finally grab boobs for the first time.
Yeah.
And how that was his goal for so long. And I had heard about the moment where it actually played out, but reading it, it was different than what I expected because it kind of really humanized the moment in a way that I wasn't expecting. Where Power, the first, should I not say it or can I say it?
All right, yeah, we'll say it.
Where Power has like she has fake boobs in.
Yeah.
Breast pads.
Yeah, and then they fall out, and then he gets 2 more grabs after that. But it was also like such a cool way to go to show that it's not what you think it is. Not only physically, but obviously emotionally, it wasn't what he wanted it to be either.
Totally.
Yeah, that was like how, because people say like Spider-Man is like a metaphor for growing up in puberty, and it's not. The only thing that works as a metaphor is like in the movie where he wakes up and he's like slightly buffer. But like after that, like where Green Goblin doesn't really, that's not a metaphor for like puberty. But in this one, like everything, this story is about a kid growing up, including like finding out that like, yeah, I mean, sometimes your fantasy, it turns out it's not even that great.
What's funnier is Power has breast pads. Like, why would she even give a fuck about any of that noise?
That
you know?
is cool.
That's the funniest
That's
part.
funny that she's like insecure about that.
Yeah,
She's like
one thing.
She's a blood demon, but she's like,
She's like, I gotta get some pads up in here.
Her blood demon ability or power, whatever you call it, is so fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things.
it's
I've seen.
really fun. I really like the way like the first time you see it, she builds a giant sledgehammer out of blood. And then like she'll make like a small little claw hammer, and then you see like they like learn how to use in other ways where she eventually learns to like stop bleeding. Then she like reluctantly is like, I guess I could use this to heal someone, but
I don't want to.
I don't
want
want to.
die.
Yeah, she's awesome. It was like a Harley Quinn moment when she has that huge hammer.
Yeah.
And she jumps down and she just like she's kind of reckless like that too.
and they get in trouble over that.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
a whole. We'll go into that more. But
Yeah.
Your favorite character would be Kobeni?
I don't know.
Kobeni?
Kobeni?
Kobeni? I'm not sure how to
Kobeni?
pronounce it.
I don't
Kabinky.
know. I do love Power a lot. I do love Denji a lot, honestly. He's very funny. I it's hard to say. It was fucking Makima, just because I was like, she's a boss bitch. She knows what she wants. She's gonna get what she, she's after it.
That's one of my questions.
Josh, you're still at the part where Makima is a cool character.
That's one of my questions. Like, what happens to Makima? Because right now I'm like, she's dope. I get that. I get that she's also probably being super manipulative. Obviously, right? But I don't know, like, the extent of it, I guess.
That's very funny that you say that, Josh. It's very funny that you use those words to say that.
She is extremely manipulative and controlling.
She's extremely controlling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys are giving me hints. I like it. I like it.
Pochita is also very cute.
Which is, I didn't think that he would kind of still be a character, but then he like sort of still is throughout because he appears in like Denji's dreams.
He's barely though. I wanted him. I was so excited to see him. I was like, he's gonna be it through the whole thing, and then he just.
Yeah. Do you think that's funny that he's still like the mascot of the series, but he's dead.
But like you said, he comes back. Like he's in panels, and he like in
memories and flashbacks. Yeah.
He do you think when it finally comes to the States, I guess, like when they start printing it and selling it in Barnes and Nobles and stuff, and are they for sure making an anime of the series?
I don't know about for sure, because also we could talk about. I don't know where this series is going. It could end in the next 5 chapters, or it could go on for years. It's in this bizarre point right now where you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not. Like, you're toying with my emotions like this. You can't do that.
Is the story almost over? And then like the next issue, you're like, oh, maybe it's just begun? And then the way they like give stuff and take things away from the plot to where it's like, I think they might be waiting on that to like, if they do an anime right now, you could maybe get 2 seasons from it. But
that's another question I have, but we'll get to it later, which is you were concerned about where the story was going, so much so that you're like, they could have completely dropped the ball on this, and then they won you back.
I still don't know if the author just stopped caring or he has something amazing planned. That's where it's at right now. Either he was like, I'm done writing this and I just want it to be over with, or he's like he's building up to something amazing, and I honestly can't tell.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say earlier though is, do you think that Pochita's how you say it, right? Pochita. He do you think that once it becomes more, I don't know, local, that it's going to be everywhere, that there's just going to be all this Pochita merch everywhere?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
He's such a cute mascot character.
He's very cute. I just don't feel like this has the potential to be like, very popular just because the story's good, the characters are good. I think they would do really good possible adaptation to it, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not My Hero, it's not One Piece. It's not like these. It doesn't have that like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it. Like, it's not super. I just don't see it being like on the shelves like Attack on Titan or like things like that. I don't see it as like Hot Topic or anything.
When it started, I thought that this is easily the way they set up all these like events and like we need to do the bread comes in. Oh, first we need to do this, and it like builds up. I thought, oh, this can go on for years and years, and it can like build up to this thing, and then it takes a bunch of turns to where like I don't know who this is going to be for by the time it's over.
Okay, but you don't think that it would appeal to the masses then?
I mean, it probably will.
Because it's still a Shonen Jump series.
It's a shonen. It is like, again, it's extremely shonen, and then at the same time, it's like not.
Right.
It changes like straight up, like from where you are. Like I could totally see where you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like. From where we and Cody are, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because where I'm at, it's still very action heavy.
Yeah.
There are still a lot of monster battles.
We'll talk about a legitimate point against it. At one point, one of the characters, they just stop being in any fights, and like every fight just starts with them like leaving or getting knocked out immediately. And it's like pretty early on, like you don't realize. I like rereading. I was like, oh, that's the last time you see this character fight, and like it's like by volume 2, and then they're still in the story. They're still on the devil fighting team, and they just don't really do any devil fighting anymore.
Is it a spoiler to say the name of that character?
I mean, we could talk about it when we go more in depth, but yeah.
I mean, we could start to go more in depth as we move forward, because how should we warn people about spoilers? Because we are going to be talking about, obviously, you guys read up to chapter 87, but you want to keep it vague enough so that if people still want to read it, they won't have it completely ruined for them.
Yeah, well, like when we like go in depth and like we start talking about events and the story like in chronological order, then I'll bring it up. But yeah, they're a legitimate point against it so far. Like the character and like that, like it becomes more about their emotional stuff, which is very well done. But like, you're like they just don't like they're not a fighter anymore.
So let's start going through it chronologically then. Like, I mean, obviously where we read in the beginning to now, like I think one of the last things that I remember seeing is obviously Denji's still figuring his like powers out, and he's figuring out his place in all this. He had that dream to touch a boob. Go ahead.
So like if we were going to do it chronologically, we would talk about like the beginning now.
So then you take it away.
Okay, because we talked about we didn't even really talk about that much of it in the first episode, but yeah, it's a broke kid who's selling his organs and like money to the Yakuza to pay off his father's debt after his father committed suicide. And then
That's another clue.
Wow.
That's another hint.
Wow.
I'm gonna try not to read too much into that.
Don't. No one read in. Don't read into that.
Okay. All right. You like ruining things for people, huh?
Well, you only read the first 2 volumes, so you have a better idea of like just the beginning story.
Yeah, the story seems a little incomplete to me.
God, I can't imagine if I like was listening to that to get a review and like I didn't know you and was like, why would you even say anything?
I just don't get why like 2 hosts read like the full volume and then one doesn't. Just seems like don't call yourself volume.
I still can't believe we got that comment, man.
No, that was a fair comment. Just don't review a story before you finish it.
Yeah. We're growing, we're learning.
Yeah.
And we've come a long way.
Yeah.
Just like Denji came a long way.
Denji is like I love him, but he's such a little bit like
he's not a little bitch.
He's not a little bitch, but he kind of is like he's a simp. He's a fucking simp.
Yes.
He's one of the biggest simps of all time. You get him in anime and you love him, I guess, but he's simping hard.
There's a reason for that.
He's simping hard.
He's simping hard. Okay, so he sells his organs to his dad. Got killed by the Yakuza, right? So
in a sense, sure.
He keeps doing it.
He committed suicide and he left his son behind, and he's like, hey, here's the debt that you owe. And they don't give a fuck about him. They're just like, you're going to pay back the debt.
Pay back this much or we're going to kill you.
Yeah, and he's like, cool. So he just lives day to day with Pochita. Pochita?
Pochita.
Pochita. He lives day to Pochita.
He lives day to day with Pochita.
I like Pochita. Yeah, so he lives with him.
Pochita at his like dad's funeral where he's like, I guess I'm just going to die. And then he finds a wounded, like, chainsaw pug with wounds in him. Like, they look like bullet holes, but I don't know. And then he still has the intelligence to be like, if you're a devil, we'll make a contract. You can feed off me and then live, but we're going to be partners and friends now.
Right. Which is that common knowledge, because that comes into play later, obviously, but he seems to not realize that demon hunters can make contracts with demons, but he did that with Pochita, right? Because it seems like news to him when he's in the hospital and he's like, oh, for someone who is a demon hunter and has sworn to kill demons, you were pretty friendly with a demon back there. And he's like, yeah, no shit, demon hunters make contracts with demons or whatever.
Well, to him, it was like I don't know if he meant it as it was a friendly thing between them. Because you see how, like, later they kind of play with, like, Pochita makes a contract with him to, like, show me your dreams.
And some devils aren't friendly. And they're just like,
give
me contract. Yeah,
because for him, the first devil he met was friendly.
And cute.
And very cute. And so after that, he comes across some demons, right? Well, he comes across
a tomato. Yakuza. Yeah, a tomato. Yeah, he's like, oh, what if I kill demons for you? And then they, like every good business, they pay him like 1% of the work he like puts in. Well, they make thousands. They give him like enough for him to be like, sweet, that's gonna be a slice of bread for you and me, Pochita.
Yeah.
And then the first demon you see him fight is a tomato demon, because demons are like powered by the fear around them.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
And we make, like, a tomato demon sound silly, but if you have which a lot of people have tomato allergies, so that would be scary.
Yeah, the way they described it is, I think they use coffee and cars as an example.
Yeah.
Like, coffee is not scary, so if there was a coffee demon, it wouldn't be that powerful. But if there was a car demon,
it would just be people being like, I love coffee. That's what the demon says.
Yeah, it'd be a hipster demon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is that espresso?
It'd work at a Starbucks.
I somehow
Delicious.
detect cherry undertones. I'm like, no, you don't. You do not taste cherry
no
undertones.
cherries
Where
in
was
it.
this bean raised?
Ugh.
And then a car, obviously, you think about getting hit or ran over, so that'd be more.
Yeah.
And I've seen talk about like, oh, wouldn't a public speaking demon be the most powerful? And I know that's like a fun thing where people be like, oh, people with public speaking higher than death on their fears. It's like they can say that, but if you told them they're gonna die if they don't public speak, they're gonna go public speak.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's like just a fun thing people say, and they're like, so that everyone can be like, oh, I hate public speaking too. I would rather be murdered than public speak. But if you were like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you held together like, okay, what do you, the economical policy.
Is your
You've
game?
seen
Is
speeches.
your game
Yeah.
what demons? What your worst demon would be? Is that your game?
Of course.
Oh, that's a great game. I can't wait to play.
I got a random generator for phobias.
Oh.
fun.
So the idea would be, we just click random, and then you have to like guess what your powers would be and like how powerful you would be.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
But I think something that's scary to me,
The economy.
feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, foot
So
monster.
I'd have a foot demon,
Foot demon. It wouldn't be too powerful though. People like feet, so.
Yeah. You're kind of balanced out because
Oh, a
people
possum demon.
people either love them or hate them.
People are scared of possums for sure.
I am. You'd
They're
have
more grossed out by.
what if you saw a butterfly demon?
Yeah, that'd be fucking Mothra. Like I don't.
Well,
It's
that's a
disgusting.
moth, but
They're pretty much the same thing.
Mm.
They're hairy and oh my god. Oh, I don't want to think about it anymore. I don't want to think about it
Giving
anymore.
it power.
Oh no!
so he comes across the tomato demon and gets fucked up.
No, he kills it.
No, he gets fucked up. I read it.
No, you didn't because he kills it.
No, he gets fucked up later, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
In a-
constantly
in a-
getting.
I skipped a
In
lot.
a completely different scenario.
I skipped a lot.
But you can't. Yeah.
He's constantly
Yeah.
getting fucked up though.
Which
And
I
that's
love.
the good thing about it. Yeah,
dude. Like he's
just-
getting wrecked.
Yeah, he's getting wrecked, and I guess he can because Pochita's just in his heart, and he's just like, you can live. I mean, they can't really die unless you really mutilate them until they don't come back anymore. But
Yeah, it's cool because even though he can just
Regenerate.
and consume blood to heal himself, it's still just like the way it's drawn and portrayed. It's like, damn, that looks like it hurts.
it's gruesome.
Yeah,
It's gruesome.
He's like fighting with one arm and
Yeah.
the chainsaw like barely coming out of his head.
Which
Yeah.
in the beginning they like he can like feel the chainsaw like
Yeah.
going through his body, and like he doesn't even use it that much in the beginning because it hurts.
And it's cool that he becomes like he passes out, but their explanation for that is he's like, oh, from loss of blood, I lost so much blood. You know,
Yeah.
I can't.
It uses his chain engine uses blood, and the more he uses it, and then he finds a workaround for that, which is very fun.
Ah. So he ends up getting fucked up. Let's get to the good stuff, right?
You want to skip over like important story?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
he ends up getting
It's not
fucked
that-
up. But
What
not-
happens after he fights the after he becomes chainsaw? Like he gets killed by the Yakuza as a
Yeah.
sacrifice to the zombies.
Oh yeah, that is important.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
important.
that's-
Extremely important.
That is pretty important.
And for you, that's like a small part of the story.
And for you,
Right.
it's nothing.
For me, that's where the story ends.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
you, it's there.
And he kind of, when he becomes this is something I feel like he kind of has a personality change when he like pulls that cord. Because he's like, once he pulls the cord, he's like screaming and like, he's super into fighting. But then like when he's not in that mode, he's like reluctant to even fight at all. Unless he's properly motivated by shallow things, sure, but like still his.
Yeah. And that's when he becomes Chainsaw Man. For the
Yeah,
very
and
first
this is a
time.
good time to talk about why we think the series is called Chainsaw Man.
I mean, because he's a chainsaw.
We could
man.
pass the anime name test. So, because I think, like, if you look at it, like, what are chains but things that bind us?
Okay.
And then
I'm following.
So you have a guy who grew up like tied by debt and like family tragedy, and he's trying to saw through these things and become a man. So you have a chainsaw man.
What if you met the creator and he was like, "Bro, it's just a chainsaw man."
Dude, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
I
He's like,
just,
dude,
that's-
like, why are you?
He's
reading
like,
into
yeah,
it?
he's exactly a man who saws through chains.
No, he
All chains, and then think about what a chainsaw is, where it's a thing designed to bind, but it cuts.
You have a lot of time to think, huh?
Well, because I reread the manga.
Anyway, Megan, what do you think Chainsaw Man means?
Why do you think it's called it?
I'm gonna go on a long explanation of what I think it is. No, it's literally just Denji.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to have fun. You
No,
know
it
what?
was- we had fun. We had fun.
You know
We had
what?
fun.
I'm sorry.
No, we had fun.
No,
Like we had a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
fun. It wasn't
I'm
like an
sorry.
issue.
No, I had a
like
really good time.
No, we
I
all
had
had like a
I'm
really good
sorry.
time.
No,
Like
I'm
I was
sorry.
sitting here like
No,
really
no, it's
entertained the whole time.
totally
So
fine.
it's
No, it's totally fine.
No, I had a
Sorry.
really good time.
No,
yeah.
I'll be
No,
back.
I was looking at
I'll be back
Josh.
next week.
Yeah,
No,
I'll be
no.
back. Yeah, we're gonna be back.
No,
Like
it's
we're
okay.
gonna
No,
be like we
no, I
liked
was
it.
wrong. Okay.
Yeah, me and Megan were just talking about how much
you know
we
what?
liked it.
Let's
Yeah.
just skip over the next 20 chapters for the one thing you remember happening.
I remember I could give you fucking exact details.
What
of every
happens
moment.
after he revs up his engine when Pochita makes a contract with him after he's killed?
He turns into Chainsaw Man.
And the contract he forms with him is, I'll be your heart, but in exchange,
you have to share your
show
dreams
me,
with me.
show me the dreams that you always told me about at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so that's a crazy they just can make those contracts with anything they want, not like, oh, I need a piece of you in order to like do this contract. Like he's just like, I want to be your friend and I want to see your dreams come true. That's it?
The contract is, you have to live the life that you always told me you wanted to have, because you're about to be in a position where you're not going to be in debt anymore. And then, so all this debt that's been holding you down, chaining you down this whole time, you're going to be free from it. And you no longer have this excuse to not live this life you always told me about.
So Pochita's just that nice?
They love each other.
I don't know.
It's a boy and his chain dog.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna see what happens. I don't know. I feel like Pochita is something bigger than everyone thinks he is. I think it's gonna be a bomb drop about Pochita.
Oh.
Definitely.
We'll talk about that.
How do you? What do you mean?
You got there.
Oh, did I?
Megan's like, I read chapter 20.
Yeah,
and that was it.
imagine just like lying and just like, yeah, Pochita.
Yeah, I watched
No one read this. You just Googled
I
the
watched
characters.
a recap video on it before I got here.
Oh.
But okay, and then he turns into Chainsaw Man for the very first time, and he slaughters all of the demons.
And he's like, hey, if I kill all of you, that means I don't owe anyone any money. And then he's killing zombies.
The Yakuza basically get reanimated by a demon, and then
They make a contract with a zombie demon. He's like, my power is to turn people into zombies.
They're like, hey,
They
sounds
put
pretty
no
good to me.
thought.
How convenient.
So
Yeah.
they all got zombified regardless because of a dumb contract they made. That was
A lot of zombies.
A lot of zombies.
well,
lot of zombies.
that entire chapter of the Yakuza just got zombified.
And then he murdered all of them. And as he's turning back into a chainsaw boy, he gets confronted by a group of people in suits. They call themselves, I think they just call themselves demon hunters, right?
They're devil hunters and they're like Division 4.
They call themselves demon slayers. He was approached by Tanjiro and Nezuko to join forces in the most epic crossover of all time.
Crossover time.
But yeah, and then that's where the first chapter ends, and then we go into him meeting what's her name again?
Makima.
Makima. And what's your impression of Makima?
Like I said, super manipulative. Obviously, she seems like she's got her own agenda. The way I see it planning out is that she's using... Makima is in charge of this special task force, right? That she's been either assigned to or asked to put together. And so she's got Power on that team. She's got Denji on that team. She's got a lot of things up her sleeve, I feel like. I feel like is very aware of how she's using her body and her looks and her charm to manipulate Denji, because she's very forward with him right away. I feel like she's not dumb. Like she knows, like, yeah, this guy is into me, and so I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, there's that part where he's like, so what kind of guys are you into? And she goes, well, guys like you. And he goes, ain't I a guy like me?
Yeah.
Which I can relate to that kind of confusing.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm me.
Oh, Makima.
Yeah, and this is what I want to tell all the people listening. If someone seems interested in you like that, and they're just messing with you.
Yeah, no one really
They have
cares.
an agenda. They have an agenda. Almost always.
Mm-hmm.
Almost always.
And poor Denji, he's finding out because he didn't even get to school to learn those harsh lessons around middle school time.
Yeah, this fool's not educated. He's like 16,
Yeah, he's the youngest
young.
person on the team.
and Makima, I think she's like 20 something. She's just like, yeah, boyo, what's up?
Oh, she's 20-something. He's 16.
Yeah, that's why it's just like,
She's letting 16-year-olds feel up all on her and stuff.
yeah,
Yikes.
yeah.
cancel Makima, right?
Wait, she's already canceled.
Yeah, she's well past cancel
Because
time.
I was gonna be Makima. I was like, this bitch, exactly. She knows. I couldn't. No. Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so then he gets approached by this group. They take him.
And she bribes him with the idea, well, if you work for me, you'll get breakfast. And he's like, that sounds like heaven.
He's like, breakfast with Makima? Oh. Okay.
It really does.
Yeah, no, everything.
And then they, they take him out to eat, and he encounters his first demon or devil, and they basically Makima just sends him to do her dirty work.
And yeah,
but in the most like aggressive.
Because she's like friendly, but then he's like, but I didn't get to eat yet. She goes, I hear a rumor that if people don't do what they say, we have to put them down.
Yeah.
And he's like,
it's dogs get euthanized, but whatever.
Yeah, dogs get euthanized.
Yeah,
dogs. No, yeah, that comes into play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a simp dog.
He is a simp dog, and he runs after this devil, and
it like plays with his emotions where it's like, no, you don't understand. It's a good devil. And he just goes, hey, look, I've been there,
just get out of here.
Just get out of here and leave. And he's like, yeah. And then it's a muscle demon that like captured a girl. And he's like, you idiot.
Which when he cuts the demon or devil?
Devil.
I think those are the same thing.
They say devil though.
Not to my dad, not to my Christian dad. They're not.
What about your mom? It's you. You're a white devil.
Okay.
And to all of our listeners, you're a white devil.
You're a white devil too. I'll have you know.
Yeah, but I'm tanner than you.
I'm half Mexican and you're half Mexican, but you look just as white as I do.
But I'm physically capable of tanning.
I can tan. I just need to get a few products to make sure I don't burn.
Yeah, next episode, Josh is just like self-tanned. He looks fucking so dark. I look good.
I'm gonna look good.
Yeah.
And then basically when he cuts through the muscle devil, I was like, dude, isn't that gonna hurt you because aren't your muscles attached to his muscles?
Yeah, it probably did hurt him because he like screams a lot during his fights because he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how much like adding like chainsawing someone else compared to having chainsaws constantly running through your body. Like at what point does it stop mattering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool though.
You have an opinion on getting chainsawed?
I'm against it. Yeah.
One of my uncles committed suicide with a chainsaw.
That's a fucking lie.
No, he just with his neck. And then, like, obviously, like, he wasn't able to finish it. But, I mean, you think about how much neck you have versus how much you can lose, and it's really not that much. So, like, once you get here, you're pretty much done.
So he just bled out? Or he
took a chainsaw to his neck. He bled out.
Well, you said he didn't finish the job. It made it seem like he was...
He wanted to behead himself, but,
It seems like your uncle's that ghost from Harry Potter. Nearly headless, whatever his name is. Nearly headless
one
Nick.
of the most painful. You're not gonna get the job done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not good. Chainsaw.
Well, you shouldn't try to cut your head off with a chainsaw. Let's have that on record.
Yeah, let's just say don't try to kill yourself. Period.
Because
period.
But
period.
But there are better ways.
I got voted out on that one. Okay.
That's intense.
And so after that, Cody, I'm gonna move on because you're really bumming me out, man. After that, they basically go back to he's realizing that he's tired after losing so much blood
because he becomes anemic.
Yeah,
from revving his chainsaws too much.
How does that sound?
Depending on the kind of person you are, it could sound perhaps a little like this.
I'm gonna cut that part out. Anyway,
I don't know why you would.
Anyway, and so that they go back to their headquarters, and she introduces him to Top Bun guy or Top Knot guy.
Oh yeah, if you don't know any of the characters' names, I have them all here.
Yeah, can we just hold that up to camera?
Take a peeky doodles here
of all your drawings. Dude,
I need a visual.
This would make a really cool shirt or something. Like just to have that design.
Yeah, just like notes too. Everything in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that a shirt. Yeah, that'd be tight. I just staple it to I'll just staple it to a shirt.
Yeah, it's good. So you got Aki right there. He's the man.
And I like him too.
He's a character I was like fine with, and then like as it goes on, he becomes one of my favorite characters.
Something happens with him and another character, like it humanizes him a little bit, and you like him a little more.
I think he's already pretty humanized. I mean, he has this like hatred towards devils and demons and whatever, but obviously it's because his family situation.
He has that classic,
yeah.
Devils killed my family.
Yeah.
Kurapika.
Yeah.
Kurapika.
Tanjiro.
That guy
Kurapika?
from Devil Hunter. Demon Slayer.
That's what I just said.
Tanjiro.
That's what I just said.
Every dark-haired side character. I mean, he's like set up as like, you know, that classic rival character that they don't get along with and then they start getting along with. But this actually felt real as to like how they go from beating each other up in an alley, which I don't. That was one of my top scenes.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Because Aki also has a crush on Makima, so he's like, scum like you don't even deserve her. So he like punches Denji. He's like, I'll just tell them you left, and then Denji kicks him in the balls.
And also, you're 16.
Also, you're 16.
Oh,
I think Aki's way older than him.
Yeah, what kind of grown-ass man is threatened by a 16-year-old?
I don't know.
He continues to kick him in the balls, too, which is so funny.
He only attacks his balls during the whole fight,
and then drags him back to their headquarters and is like, he got attacked by a ball demon.
Yeah, and he's like, he's lying. And then Makima's like, oh, I'm glad you guys are getting along.
She scares me.
You think there is a ball demon though?
A testicle demon?
Oh yeah,
a ball demon.
A ball demon, a testicle.
Only
demon.
one.
Because they're
ball. You only have one ball.
Yeah,
the fear of one testicle. I mean, that's probably legitimate.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah. I think a fear of like too many
is pretty scary.
Or not enough.
Will it really matter?
You know, it wouldn't matter, but
I think he's better for it.
It wouldn't matter necessarily.
Strong's better for having
stronger, even.
Well, he weighs less, so like he's able to move his body more.
Much does his balls
yeah, his balls 40 pounds each.
When you're that level of athlete in that competition, every little bit helps.
Oh wow,
yeah. I feel like Cody just secretly revealed he has heavy balls. Right?
No, it makes sense. You're riding a bike. It's like, probably not the best thing for
you saw in My
a man to do.
They're like, oh, yeah. If shaving your legs helps you swim faster, surely losing a ball will like make you more aerodynamic.
Yeah. Why not just both though?
No, I know.
Why not
exactly.
Get rid of both of them?
Exactly. Yeah. Just
get rid of the whole set.
Well, you want him to get married?
Pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
Speaking of balls and chains,
Denji
and Makima,
wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, I can't. I was so. It's shocking what happens. It's
well, yeah.
It's a lot.
She meets him, and then she basically puts this team together, and she pairs them up. They get in that fight, and then he also tries to convince Denji to use his powers and to just kill all of these devils and demons for him. And he's like, nah, dude, this shit hurts. I'm just
he just like hits it with a hammer.
Yeah. I think he decapitated him with an axe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, I didn't want to kill, it's just a demon. I didn't want to make it suffer. And then Ike's like, listen here, bud, devils killed my family, as we all know.
Yeah.
And you need to not show them any mercy. And he's like, I can't do that. And then Aki leaves like, really, I didn't want blood to get on the porno mags.
Yeah.
And that's when
damn it.
Denji has a realization that if he what his dream to show Pochita that he's living is, I know what my goal in life is. It's tits.
It's tits.
To touch a titty.
And then he goes back in the office. He's like, tits. And Maki's like, what? She's like, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aki's just like staring at him like.
He's like, what the fuck are you even saying? He's like, just like a fucking empty head, no thoughts. He's just like, that's him. It's just.
I know a few guys like that. Yeah. I know a few guys. That's all they think about. That's their goal in life.
Someone in this room.
Someone in this room.
It's you.
It's not me.
You need to both look in a mirror.
I'm not a tit guy. We've been over this.
I'm not a tit guy.
Yeah. I'm not a tit guy. Doesn't sound like you're a sex guy either.
I'm a tick guy.
See, the thing was, it's like
I said tick, not dick.
You might be though, a dick guy, and that's nothing wrong with that.
Of the two of us, one more, you have much more experience with a man than I do.
Sure.
And
I'm not gay.
We can bring up your kissing guys phase.
Oh yeah, I went through a phase where I kiss some dudes. Look, I'm not gay. I just get real flirty around men.
Yeah,
and it is what it is. You know, call it what you want.
It's for fun.
You know, sexuality is a spectrum, and
it's
I'm a little
funny.
bit on the It's not funny. I mean, it is pretty funny, but you know, it's more than that. Cody.
What about you, Cody?
Yeah, how many dudes have you kissed?
Oh, he's
Yeah,
counting. He's got to
about
go to the backlog.
I think none. I like barely even hugged my dad, so
It's weird that
Makes
the
a
first
lot
person
of
you thought
sense.
of was your dad, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't think my
You kissed your dad, so
No, my dad kissed me.
You keep going to diss me, but then you always have done way more than me,
It's 'cause I
including your
revealed
dad kissing you.
It's
Very
because
true.
I reveal too much about myself, and you take that for granted. You use it against me.
No one else had their dad like kiss them on the lips, and then so you're coming at me like expecting like, oh, he's definitely done that too. That's a you thing.
Oh, he only did it like 2 or 3 times. He only macked me down like 3 times. And then that was it. And then we drew that line.
And you
in the
cut it
sand.
off. You called it quits.
I broke up with him. Yeah.
You kept it professional after that.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. Okay.
gotta keep the bloodline pure.
Gotta keep the bloodline
The
pure.
purest, yes.
Purest,
These 2 dudes.
no.
So where are we now? We're in the at the part where
Power comes in.
Power comes in. My favorite character.
And it's like, hey. What does she say? Do you have a...
She says, hey. She's just like, I hate all humans. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I hate you. I want to eat you and kill you. And he's just like, whoa, okay.
He's like, chill.
Chill, dog. And
Yeah.
that's just her energy. She's
And then
just chaotic and crazy.
He sees her chest and he's like, welcome aboard. I'm happy to work with you.
Yeah.
I love her. I love everything about her. I love her personality. I love her fit, dude. I love her outfit.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
dope.
she's dope. Her design, her character design, the horns. She's awesome, man. When are they gonna make a Power figure? Because I'm buying that the day it comes out.
totally. They're definitely soon.
They have to.
Definitely soon.
They have to. But she gets introduced to him, and they get kind of paired up, and she reveals to him what her power is, and it's a blood power. She's a blood demon.
Yeah, which I'm assuming that's like based on the fear of seeing blood.
Makes sense.
Or
People faint from seeing blood.
Yeah. So yeah,
It has to be that. But they get paired up. She ends up going Harley Quinn crazy on a devil.
Sledgehammer's a low level demon that wasn't even like attacking anyone. It was sort of just standing there.
Yeah, it wasn't doing anything. Oh, and we should also mention the difference between. That's where they start to explain the difference between demons, devils, and devilman, and the difference between making a contract, being a hunter, being a devilman, or being whatever Denji is. Because being a devilman isn't what Denji is. Denji's not a devilman.
No, he's a hybrid.
Right.
So there's devils, devilmen, and then hybrids.
And the difference basically is that he's both human and devil or demon.
And you can like change the form, but you stay in control, and you're
Yeah.
like, you make like a contract that devil becomes a part of you.
Yeah, if you're hybrid, you're like sativa and indica, like combined.
Yeah.
There's someone smoking a joint right now that's like, I get it.
Oh
I
shit!
And the other one is you don't have any control. It's the devil.
A
that's
devil
taken over
man
your entire
is a
body.
devil entered the corpse of someone who just died.
Yeah.
And so like normally there is one character who like in the rarest chance they also like kept the memories, so they ended up becoming like a pretty normal person, but most it's just a devil enters a body and is like, this is who I am now, and it doesn't matter who you were before. They're
Yeah.
just wearing your skin.
And so Power picked a good skin. Let me just say that. She picked good skin. And
Which I assume was like that devil did it on purpose, because she mentions during a fight where one of her fighting screams is, I'm powerful and beautiful. So I assume that devil was like, that's me.
yeah, that's me.
Power.
She ends up revealing that there's a pet of hers, a cat that was stolen from her.
Was Nyako?
Nyanko or
Nyanko.
Something like that.
Which in the English more, it's like that's the Japanese version of a cat being named Meowie.
Yeah.
Really?
Because that's remember we've got the noise a cat makes. Yeah. Meow. What is it?
Nyan.
Nyan.
Yeah.
So Nyanko. It's like a lazy cat name that she gave it.
That makes sense for her character.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I have a black cat. My name is Blackie.
Mm-hmm. Which you should not do.
Yeah, you should not even say that.
Not do
People
that one.
What do you mean?
Definitely.
I'm just
Shouldn't.
kidding.
People do
I'm not saying people don't do it. I'm saying you shouldn't.
It's a haunted episode.
No.
That was
you guys,
so funny.
Wow. Trying to make me look bad on the pod.
We're just saying, like
That was the most innocent.
It was innocent, but I think it's very odd if you have an animal and you call it Blackie.
They're basic people. I don't know how they think.
like
Sorry.
that character would belong in a Lovecraft story.
Oh my god.
I know
my
what
God.
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Lovecraft. It sounds like one of those like
yeah.
porn books. It's like he slowly takes her hand off. You know, like those ones.
Cody.
No, I don't.
Like
friend.
you know, Hannah, like the novels that are like they're like, yeah, but like they're like I don't know a lot about them, but like
You're saying that Lovecraft sounds like H.P. Lovecraft.
yeah, it sounds like
Sounds
an
like he would
author
write
of those types of books.
erotic novels.
Yeah, what does the HP stand for? We all know.
Hor-
Hard penis.
I was gonna say horny,
it's
horny person.
HP. I
Oh.
thought it was HB.
What would that stand for?
Huge balls.
Huge ball. Because he had one removed.
Oh,
Huge
yeah.
ball Lovecraft over here. But lost my train of thought. But we meet Power. We meet Power.
Power,
right?
Power.
Yeah, we meet Power.
Yeah.
She explains the cat situation, and she basically tricks Denji into going to rescue her cat.
I was so mad.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I knew. Like, I knew she was going to try some shit. She's just crazy.
It was interesting how she beats him in a fight, like one-on-one. I thought that was a nice little touch where she's like on like I assume like his chainsaw form would like be way stronger, but like at that level she's like stronger than he is.
I mean, she is pretty strong,
But
too.
during that fight, you're talking about him and Power, right? During that fight, he didn't even get to transform into his.
Yeah. So but like in his normal form, he's weaker than her.
Yeah, because he was just a human.
Yeah,
And now
then,
he's just...
because she tells him like, "Oh, my cat got kidnapped by a bat devil, and I need someone's help." And they break the rules and they go off to go there. And then he's like, "Wait a minute, aren't you not supposed to be here?" Because he knows he would be here. And she's like, "Oh, is that what I told you?" And then credit to him, he does like catch on to like the plot hole that she told him as far as like what's happening. And then she like hits him in the back of the head with a hammer,
Which is surprising, because he's just like...
Yeah. And then basically that's when we get into like a first like huge fight, and Denji fights this bat devil.
Yeah,
And then
because it drinks his blood to gain its strength. His blood does not taste good to demons, which comes up a lot.
You'd probably have pretty gross blood too, I imagine.
O negative, it's universal donor.
Yeah, it's probably gross though.
Mosquitoes love
the
me,
most
so-
beneficial one.
Do they?
Oh, yeah, probably like really tasty.
Did you ever find out what your blood type is?
Yeah, the most common one, AB or whatever.
Oh, the one that just takes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
I'm a taker.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I am a taker,
yeah,
and you're a giver and a taker.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a time and a place for each one. Let's just say.
Let's just say.
Get some drinks. Maybe I switch over to one side.
Oh.
For donating blood. We can.
Remind me to bring a 6-pack to the podcast next time. You know what I'm talking about. Things are gonna get weird.
What blood type are you?
I don't know.
You
never
still
Stop
don't know.
asking me.
I'm amazed how many people don't know their blood type.
Stop asking me.
God, what's your blood type? What's your blood type?
What's your blood type? Have you read any new Venom comics yet? What's your blood type? What's your blood type?
First of all, I ask if you've read any Chainsaw ones.
He messages me at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you know your blood type yet?
Do you know your blood type yet?
No, damn. All right, never mind.
Okay, never mind. Good night.
So they fight this bad devil, and then another devil shortly after that. Did you get a message? That
I'm trying to think, because that's a lot of info.
I think you
read.
got far for not doing what you were supposed to do.
What are you reading, Cody?
It's the manifesto. Anyway,
That you wrote?
yeah,
I believe it.
you'll find out.
Oh my god. I'm scared.
Okay.
I've been saying this from the beginning.
Yeah, like how far are you like until you're almost out of information?
I got a couple more things that happen. So basically after that fight, they that's where he gets the shit kicked out of him, where he has one arm and the chainsaw barely comes out of his head, and then he gets hospitalized.
And then that whole like after he beats the Bat Devil in like a a classic it has a super form and it like does a sonic blast at him, and then he beats it, but then he's done. But then it's the Bat Devil's girlfriend comes in, which is a leech devil.
Yeah, which pretty spot on metaphor, am I right?
Oh, I did. Yeah, okay.
You killed my boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's like, I let you go because you're hot, and it's just this like horrifying monster.
Yeah,
I like.
It like
that.
hits on Denji.
I would have been like, you're pretty hot too. We should go out sometime.
And we should talk about his motive at the reason Power was able to talk him into like going to help her. She told him that if he helps her get her cat back, she'll let him touch her breasts.
Yes, and that was the deal that was made, and it also seemed like she could read his mind a little bit.
I don't think that would be hard to figure out.
No, he talks about it constantly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like to think that she has the ability to read minds.
Well, that's not what happened at all.
I think they were wagering. I think at one point she was like, "Oh, do this," and he's like, "Nah," and then she's like, "I'll let you feel my boobs," and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Then he goes like, when she was like, "Well, I'll let you touch my boobs," he goes, "That filthy devil, what? That absolute monster. Oh, they kidnapped your cat." She's like, "Yeah."
Oh no, he goes, "Filthy devil," and then she goes, "I like to touch her boob." He goes, "What an angel."
No, but he's also like, that shit's not gonna fly on my watch. After he finds out he can grab a titty.
Yeah,
both titties. I think.
That's when he takes his like, "I'm gonna be a hero to you."
Yeah,
and she's like, "Oh, cool." And then, because when he fights the leech demon, she's like, "Oh, the Bat Devil and I had the most beautiful dream in the world, which was to kill all humans and eat them." And he's like, "My dream was to touch breasts."
Dude, I really did like that though, because of course he's a 16-year-old boy. He's got a simple dream, but he's also like that moment where he said like, I'm tired of people telling me I have a dumb dream. Like, oh, what, your dream's your family? He's like,
I'm revenge. I want to save the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb, but it's mine, and I'm going to have it.
And let's have a dream battle.
Yeah, your dream versus my dream.
Yeah, which dream battle sounds like some Freddy Krueger shit, really, but...
Well, it kind of is.
Yeah, that's not.
But he's like super weakened, and all he has is like a little like chainsaw in his like forehead that he can use.
Yeah.
But he's still like... just punching a giant demon in Powers, like she's like watching it happen. She's like, he's a devil.
Yeah, and that's where she finds out. That's where she thinks he was full of shit before that. I think.
Yeah.
And he gets
because no one sees his like super form for like kind of a while on this team because he just refuses to do it.
And speaking of the team, that's where I saw that he gets sent to the hospital, and that's where
just slightly before that, there's the part where he's like cradling Power after she got like eaten by the Bat Devil, cradling her in his arms, and she's like, "You saved me, why?" And he goes,
"Yeah."
Just remember, you said.
She's like, "Oh, I don't."
It's a verbal contract. And they save the cat and all that. The cat gets saved.
Yeah.
And he gets into the hospital, and that's where we see the rest of the team. And I don't really know the rest of the team that well yet, so that's where you guys are going to have to fill me in.
He gets saved by Aki using the devil he's contracted with.
Yeah, which was really, really cool.
Because the way they do the visual, too, where he's like through the panel plane, so he's like in front.
Well, and like exactly where exactly where his hand was in the panel, and the distance of the monster or the devil is exactly where the demon came through. Like, it just seemed really cool, Like, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to Cody right now. Say goodbye to one of your balls, Cody.
Oh.
And gone.
Say goodbye and gone.
It's just like me doing this.
Yeah.
Huh?
What is this?
Yeah, it's 4 pounds apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to have a pretty big...
40.
Because Aki's contract for that was that he had to let it eat his skin.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, they do crazy shit in this manga. Like, the world that they live in, they're just, like, okay with the most gruesome things happening to them. And their jobs are just insane. It's a work of devils.
It's the work of devils.
Yeah.
There was a nice montage too of like Power, like you see like her origin story kind of.
Yeah, you see how she came to fall in love with her cat.
Yeah, she was just a wild demon that was like eating bears and stuff, like cutting their heads off and just drinking from like the neck. And she sees a starving cat. She's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna fatten you up and then I'll eat you."
Yeah.
And then it just turns into her just feeding a cat, and she's like, "It's strange. I don't want to eat you. This is I don't know how to feel about this." Like you see,
Can I just say what the cutest line was? When she's like, "I love blood," and she's like holding her cat.
But sometimes it's like warm.
She's like, "Warm blood is cool too," you know. And she's like holding her cat, and I was like,
"Oh, Power,
you're so fucking hot," you know.
Bro, you didn't read the whole thing. You're a fucking.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
I'm a what? I don't know. I'm a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Right on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they go to the hospital.
Didn't disappoint me on that one.
Thank God. They go back to the hospital. He makes a deal with Aki about just doing. Aki's like, "Listen, just do whatever the fuck I tell you to do, and you can live whatever life you want to live. Just listen to me," and that's it. And
in exchange, I won't tell the division that you clearly broke the rules and you'll be executed for this because you guys clearly lied about what happened.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, "All right, fuck it, whatever."
He's like, "I'll think about it."
Yeah,
it's like,
and then Makima sends Power to go live with Aki and Denji, and that just seems like I want to live in that house too. It was such awesome
because Denji moved in with Aki, and then he's like he's living like he's like staying in the bathtub for too long. He's just enjoying sitting on a toilet, and Aki's like, "You're too much time in there. This is too much." And then Power moves in, and now they're both against Power because Power doesn't eat vegetables and like just throws them. And Denji's like, "Farmers worked really hard on that." Which is nice, you know.
Yeah, she doesn't flush the toilet. She's wild.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who never bathes.
She's over there making fucking.
I'm the kind of person who never flushes because I hate humans and I want them to suffer.
They're like, "But you stink."
Yeah, what's it called? Like toilet lasagna or something like that?
What?
Toilet lasagna. You never heard of that? Why
is that a?
You never heard of toilet lasagna?
Is that a poop?
So basically, toilet lasagna, like you know what a lasagna is, right?
No shit.
Okay. Yeah, so you shit, right? And then you wipe, so there's toilet paper, and you don't flush it, and you shit again on top. Like when a toilet gets clogged.
Why do you know this?
Oh my God.
Yeah. The toilet paper's the pasta, the shit's the meat, you know? And then you get more, and then you just make layers, and that's, toilet bowl lasagna. Pretty accurate. Though.
It's fucking disgusting.
But yeah, that's basically what she does.
Yeah.
And Denji's like having to unclog after her, which is because he was the messy one, but now he's like, "Hey, shit, demon."
Yeah.
Flush afterward.
Yeah, he's the mommy of the house.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Well, it's time for your reward," and that's when we get the great scene where he finally finds out she wears pads, squeezes, and then he's like,
"That's it."
That's it?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, that was great, right? Awesome. All right, we're even."
And that's when Makima comes back. And that's when I start getting these sneaking suspicions that she's up to something because it ends up like rocking his world.
Yeah.
And he's like a broken man. And he tells Makima about it. And she's like, "Oh, it's because you gotta know who, you gotta know the person. You gotta know how
sensual
long their
things are better when you know them. Yeah. Like the feel of their ear. The bite of their thumb, like I was like, okay, I assume that's a sensual thing in Japan.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
Yeah, it's pretty hot and heavy over there. And then she basically lets Denji grab her boob.
And then he's like, "Oh!"
And then he freaks out. Yeah, and
Scent
then she gets right
activated.
up on him like she's gonna kiss
like,
him. And
"Can you do me a favor?"
And then she says, "Can you hunt?
Kill the gun devil."
And that's when I'm like, that's some manipulation shit. She's gonna go hunt fucking Megan's boyfriend. The gun. What's the gun guy?
Oh, I was like,
gun face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Juzo.
Yeah.
Inui.
Yeah, Inui, and that's when and that's where I run out of information.
Wow, that's when it just started to get good too.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
What?
I like that scene though, where it's like as far as like being about a kid growing up, like learning that like, hey, if you have an emotional connection with someone, these things matter more. I mean, that's the first time anything's ever like talked about that kind of thing. Normally, it's just like,
he's gotta have a few things in common.
Yeah. You know, hey, if you look at someone and you like, you know, Twilight, where it's just like, you know how you looked awkwardly at that guy? Soulmate.
Meant for each other.
Yeah. I like this as far as like a story about a kid growing up learning that like, get to know someone more.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even know Makima.
But he wants to.
Yeah. You know, she really did just teach him to touch people's bodies.
Yeah.
And do what people say if they're hot.
And so that's where I run out of, and that's what the world. That's the world.
We know now.
But so guide me through the rest of it. After that,
Well, now the story becomes about it's about him entering their team. Now this is a team's Division 4 is people who have contracts with devils, devil men, hybrid one guy, and then we need to track down the gun devil. And the gun devil killed 1.2 million people in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Like worldwide.
Because at the time, you know, people were terrified of guns and media. Guns were being used as like the main thing against devils. So they were everywhere, and then they were getting used all the time. So it just gained all this power, and it wiped it. Like in America, it wiped out 500,000 people, which, hey, you know, political.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man went there.
Didn't it kill that many people in Mexico though? And I'm like, I mean, there's a huge gun problem there too. I don't know why.
Yeah, but they got guns to defend themselves.
Oh right, it's only for defense.
Yeah,
yeah, they don't have a huge cartel issue there.
No,
not at all.
I don't think so.
Yeah, what do you know?
They like kidnap. Oh, well, we won't go into it. Just a busload of children getting executed because a teacher spoke out against them.
Yeah, that did happen.
Right,
multiple times. People getting executed in the streets.
Kind of forgot about all that.
Forgot about all that. I'm just saying it should have been more than like 300 people that was in like the.
Point is, he killed a lot of people.
Yeah, and Aki. I mean, you can guess what devil killed his family.
The gun devil.
Yeah.
And pretty much, like the gun devil, like his body parts are spread.
The bullet casings that it used to kill people are like all throughout the world. And if a devil like it's so powerful that if another devil like eats it, it gains in power. And the plot is, okay, if we collect all these pieces, it'll start like trying to go towards the gun devil itself. Mm-hmm. So for a bit, it becomes them like, we have to collect all these pieces and gain power. And I'm like, why don't you feed it to the teammates? But, you know.
And they'd have too much power. They might go mad.
They might go mad with power. And so do they finally encounter the gun devil?
We'll talk about that.
Well, let's get it. You got to guide me through the rest now.
Yeah, there's a huge gap between them actually confronting any sort of gun devil and plots that happen, because after they kind of they kill like a fish devil.
Yeah, there's a lot of devils. I can't keep track, honestly. I'm like, okay, there's this one.
I got that vibe.
And then like the next big event is there's a devil in this hotel, and they're like, we don't know. Okay, they're like following
a hotel devil.
Yeah, well, almost.
What's the devil?
An eternity devil.
Why an eternity devil?
Well, because that's the one that was there.
Yeah.
But are people afraid of eternity?
The concept of eternity?
Oh.
Yeah, so they get trapped in the hotel and they can't leave.
Because they're stuck on one floor because they keep walking up like, wait, weren't we just here? And they're like, Kobeni, can you do a double peace sign? She's like, and then she's like, yeah, like the guy like walks up the stairs and he's just behind her again. And they're like, this isn't good.
Yeah, and that's when she's like, okay, we're all gonna die here, and I'm fucking freaking out. And then she's like, hey, let's kill Denji. Let's just fucking kill him. He can die, right? And they're like, no, he can't. Then she's like, no, he can't. He has to die for us, for all of us.
The Eternity Devil tells them, if you give me Denji, I'll let you go. Otherwise, my weak point isn't on this floor. You're physically incapable of getting to it. You will die here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I want.
Yeah. Checkmate.
And at this point, it's been like days. Like they're starving.
Denji immediately goes to bed because he's like, I mean, hotel beds are nice.
Well, it also sounds like Denji's like everybody else is starving, and it seems like he would be like, okay, welcome.
He's
to my
used
world.
to that. Yeah.
Welcome to my life.
Power's just fucking around.
She eats all the snacks she can find. She's like, it wasn't me.
Eats
She's
all
like
of the
chewing
food.
with a mouthful. She's like, well, someone else did it.
She's the best.
And they have this whole debate because like devils can't make contracts with other devils. So like Power is on favor. Yeah, let's kill him. And then it's like if Power kills him, it doesn't count because he does. Then now Eternity isn't required to let them go. And then Kobeni's just like in the background was like, Denji, why don't you just die so we can go home? And she's just pouring sweat. Like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, get away from me. And then she like goes to like stab him, and then like they have to subdue her. He's like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah. Yeah, she almost kills someone.
And so they obviously defeat the Eternity Devil.
Yeah, and that's a pretty epic fight too. That's when pretty much everyone sees like his form for the first time, right?
Because eventually it's gaining in power because they're terrified, and so it's growing bigger. You find out one of the characters, Himeno, she has like a ghost hand power, so she's like ripping apart the Eternity Devil, but it's Eternity. So like there's nothing like it just keeps regenerating.
Yeah, they're like, ha ha ha, you can't destroy me. I'm Eternity, and then they find
Kobeni like goes to like they start voting on it, and like Kobeni like goes to stab him, and Aki like takes the knife for him.
and you get stabbed.
Because he's like, I'm tired of watching people die, and I need him to fight the gun devil, and you need to calm down. And then that's when Denji like he kind of like has a moment of like sobriety where he's like, Power, can use your blood powers to like stop his wound, and she's like, I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah, she goes, I don't want to though. I don't want him to die. And
Yeah.
she's like, just do it. And she's like, okay.
And the Himeno, the girl member on the team, she mentions like, oh, whoever kills this devil, I'll kiss them.
And
And
course.
now then she's like, ah.
And
Yeah,
that's
of
fucking
course.
Denny's.
Bread and-
Denny's. That's Denji. That's Denji's fucking spinach, right?
bread and butter.
Yeah.
And eventually he's like, fine, I'll let him eat me. You got, all right, I'll get you. And he's also like, he tells Aki, like, this makes us even. You know, I'm never going to be in debt to anyone again, which I thought was a nice, like seeing Aki like take a knife for him. He's like, fine, I'll do this thing to save us all because I'll never owe a debt to anyone ever again.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then he rips the cord and just dives into Eternity's mouth.
It's pretty spooky.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. A lot. You missed a lot of
I
good
wish I would have
fights.
read that part.
Yeah, me too. We do too.
And then where do we go from here?
Denji discovers his way of defeating the Eternity Devil, which is he realizes it can still feel pain because like when the ghost hand girl is like ripping it apart, it's like going ow, ow, like it just.
Yeah, it still hurts, but it's not really affecting him because he regenerates.
So Denji's like, I'm just gonna rip you apart until you wish you were dead. And then the people behind are like, oh.
He kind of Dormammu's him a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, and he drinks. He's just like because he's constantly cutting him, so he's just drinking his blood to like regenerate his own blood. So it's just like constant back and forth until he's just like, okay, kill me. I don't want to feel the pain
He
anymore.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
There's a moment where they're like in the hotel room and they're like talking, okay, what's going on? We're out of food. Everyone's losing their mind. Power's acting crazy, and then she's sitting there. She's like, I have a plan I want to make humans suffer. So I'll win the Nobel Prize and then become prime minister and install 100% sales tax. And then Denji's like, no, she always just talks like that. And then when they're fighting and he realizes like, oh, you're eternal, so you have an infinite amount of blood, so I never have to die, and we can just keep. And then like the girl uses her ghost hand too to like rev up his engine when he gets like his neck snapped. So he's like, I'm a perpetual motion machine. That Nobel Prize is all mine. And he's just like, he just cuts it until it's just like, fine, here's my heart, kill me.
Yeah, kill me. I'm done with the pain. Yeah, and then they get out, and Kobeni's like, I'm quitting. Kobeni's is like, I can't do this. I'm quitting this job.
That was too much for me.
Yeah, she goes, I'm quitting the minute I get out of here. And then she's so funny. She gets into situations where she's just like, I'm quitting this job. And then at one point she's like, I was offered a promotion. Like, I'm so close to getting a raise. So I'm back.
Yeah.
Why'd you stay? My bonus was, I almost got my bonus.
And then she gets close to death again. And she's like, I'm going to quit. I swear. Please don't kill me. And then they don't. And she's like, oh my God. And then she quits. Eventually.
So we got about probably, so this isn't like a 3-hour episode. We'll probably get 15 more minutes of just like running through the story before we get to like, final thoughts or like anything else we want to say.
Oh, because we're like barely into the story, just so you know.
Well, this is gonna take me days to edit. If it's any longer than 2 hours.
It's a lot, and the ending, like I don't even. There's so much. There's so much for.
So I just want like
not the end, but like what's out now.
Yeah. So like what we've gone through now is probably like the first volume, the second volume, probably. Because
maybe like to volume 3. You think?
We're not that far into this. We could just cut this off at 4 volumes if you want to do that, because
it's like
we're pretty much like almost there.
Because we're right now probably you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe first 3 volumes.
In my notes, we're here and we have this far to go.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot. I wrote a lot of notes too.
You would know that had you finished it.
Well, we could do a part 2.
We could do a part 2 when you actually finish it.
We could do a part 2. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? How do you feel about that? Because otherwise it's just gonna take way too long to edit and put out. It's gonna literally be a 4-hour podcast.
Do you have the power? I was kidding. No, that's stupid.
You were holding on to that.
Barely. You meet a lot of other characters. You still have a couple characters to meet, and you have a whole arc with Denji, and he meets this girl, and he thinks like he's in love with her, but he's like, I love Makima, and that's a cute little area that you get into, and then
he meets a girl that like shows him like affection and like smiles at him. And he's like, what is this? And like, hey, I've been there.
Haven't we all, brother?
Just like, I don't understand. Why is she smiling at me?
Yeah.
What is this?
Not calling me her dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone who's actually kind to me.
Do my bidding.
And then you get to a point where you're like, I don't know how to feel because I'm used to people, spitting on me.
Yeah.
Right?
And not in the fun way.
And not in the fun way.
Not in the fun way.
Not in the fun way. So what we could do, because this is the first time
like
we've done
they
this.
introduce the rest of the cat. We haven't even gotten to introducing the other like main characters.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize how much more there is to talk about.
So what we could do, because this is the first time, like I said, we've done a whole series review.
Yeah.
We could do a part 2, and it could come out this month on one of our off weeks, like on one of our as a bonus episode, right?
Down.
And that way we can still play Cody's game and get to Cody's gifts, because we have a lot to do.
Listening.
We have a lot on the.
How long is this so far?
Right now it's coming up at almost an hour and a half right now.
Oh, I mean.
And until next time.
Until next time. Meaning, like, if like your game and the gifts, that's gonna be another
10 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
That's never how it works on this podcast.
No way.
Okay, fine. Let's get to the halfway point if we're gonna do a part 2.
Okay, let's get to the halfway point. Take it away.
Already at the halfway?
Because after this they go have dinner to celebrate, and it's a very fun.
I love that one.
You could know about this if you.
You will. We're doing a part 2.
Yeah.
I will. So they got to eat, and it's like that scene in Avengers where they're eating the whatever falafel or whatever they're eating.
Sure.
Marzipan.
Yeah, it's like that scene in a movie where they eat together. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's so true.
No,
Dinner
I
with
love
Andre.
it. I love it because it's just like they're just all coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, they're just like, oh yeah, we're off at the shift. We almost died, and we're just gonna drink and eat and have a good time and forget about how close we came to death constantly. And it's a really cute moment.
Yeah, people talk about the devils they're contracted with, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, where are you from? And then Kobeni's like, my devil's a secret.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, and she just doesn't say.
And she doesn't say for the longest time, right?
And when you see her in action, which we'll get to that part's fun.
What are you, a monkey?
Yeah, where it's like that's the closest hint as to what she is, but it's like what she's capable of is not, you wouldn't guess based on her personality at all.
Yeah, she's scared.
But it does involve using a knife.
Okay.
She's cool. But yeah, there's another Himeno, which is on the team. She pretty much she's like Aki's mentor, I guess you'd say. Like they're partners.
They're partners. And then she kind of has a thing for him, and but Aki's into Makima.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Everybody's into Makima.
Everyone loves Makima.
And we'll talk about
Maybe that's the power of hers, huh? To manipulate the minds of weaker men.
Ooh, yeah, she's a woman.
Yeah, so I was like, so every woman can
She's an
do
attractive
that.
woman.
Yeah.
Nope, just a woman.
The power to manipulate like insecure men.
She's an influencer.
Ooh, she exists.
She probably does Pilates.
She's an Instagram model.
She does like 5 squats.
Oh,
yeah. That's her
She's-
power.
She's in really good shape. That's all it takes.
There's like a one shot towards the end of where the series at where it's pretty much just like her from the back and like Jesus Christ. Like I think like there's a noticeable change in her character model. I don't know if you if that was something you experienced reading it.
Where she just gets hotter?
She's at the beach and then she's just in like a mini dress and it's just like her like from the back and I'm like, that is not what her model looked like earlier.
Yeah, they made her a little thicker.
They gave her some extra.
Yeah.
Some extra goods.
She got that hourglass.
Yeah.
For show.
Yeah.
Where it's like something happened.
Right.
Either
She did 5 squats. Give her a break.
Yeah, dude. Maybe she just.
she's contracted with the squat devil.
Yeah, maybe she went to the gym a couple extra times that week, dude. Leave her alone. Are you body shaming her, dude? Let her.
Let's make a contract. You have to get a fat ass.
In what world is saying a girl has a nice ass body shaming?
No, you said that.
Did you just had that ready to say?
You said
and you weren't-
you said, "Oh, that's not what a woman's body type should look like."
That's not what I said
you
at all.
didn't say that, but also
you were ready. You wanted to use that term.
that's not true, dude.
And you
because
were
you
like,
also said
you
that's
were
not
just-
what her model. Oh, that's not what her model looked like.
It doesn't. And if you read the manga, you would know that.
I did read the manga.
Then what does her booty look like when she's at the beach?
Don't ever say booty again.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. Yeah, what are you, a fucking pirate, dude? Don't
Her
ever
honking ass.
say. Yeah. Say her dump truck, dude. Say it like a fucking man. What does that fucking dumpster look like? Is she making how much toilet lasagna is she making
I
with
hate
that
this.
dumper?
I hate this. I hate this. Oh my god! I don't ever say toilet lasagna. Like I'm literally gonna barf. Oh my god.
She's got I bet she has a massive toilet lasagna.
She can sit on the toilet for longer with that fat ass.
You know she dumps for
Lot
days.
of cushion,
Yeah, dude.
dog.
Yeah.
And guess what, dude? I'm going dumpster diving. You already know.
Oh.
Not in the toilet.
No, in the toilet too.
not in
You
the
like
toilet.
shit.
Not in the toilet.
You like shit.
Not in the
You
toilet.
like
In her
shit.
dumper is what I mean. You know.
So she goes to like meet up with them for dinner.
Yeah, and they're like, really, Makima's coming. That's kind of a shocker.
And they're like, hey, can you tell us why you're so interested in Denji? And she's like, I'll tell you after I have some beers in me. And she drinks everyone under the table.
Doesn't even get phased.
Not even
not even faded.
No cap.
No,
No
cap.
cap on
no
her.
cap. And yeah, Himeno's just like,
Denji goes to collect his kiss.
yeah, to his kiss. He's like, oh yeah, I remember. Like, she's like, oh, I don't want to kiss you until I'm like drunk, because he is a 16-year-old boy.
Which they didn't find out until like they were having dinner.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of like,
And she's like, I
That's
can't kiss
too
you unless
young
I'm
to-
drunk.
yeah.
Yeah, she's
You
like,
know.
I'm embarrassed.
You know how girls won't show you affection until they're drunk?
Been there too. You know how girls won't kiss underage boys until they're drunk?
Yeah, get a few drinks in them first.
Get a few drinks in them.
Buy a lady a drink before she kisses a minor, you know? That classic phrase.
That classic phrase.
I've seen it on T-shirts
as
in
old
New
as
Orleans.
time, that phrase
definitely. So she goes, "Oh, I want to drink before I kiss you because I'm embarrassed." Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
I like how he collects on these debts too.
Yeah.
you know?
He's like, pay up, bitch.
Yeah, he's
like, let's go.
It's time to pay.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, like, can I kiss you now or whatever? And like, he's looking at Makima like, oh, what if I kiss?
Oh, yeah, because Mark is
her?
like, you're kissing someone?
Yeah.
And he goes, No. She's like, you don't want to kiss from Hamana goes, you don't want to kiss from me? Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I still do. Just like, give me a second.
Yeah, I'm like,
And then
she goes in for his first kiss.
yeah, his first kiss ever, and she's like, oh, like, here we go. And then he's just like,
She
In
throws
his
up in
mouth.
his mouth.
because she's so drunk.
yeah.
And then Power's like, oh no. He instinctually eats anything that's in his mouth.
Been there, am I right?
No. And then he like swallows it. And then, because you get a flashback of him like going through dumpster diving, like just eating like
called it.
any food he could find, and like even seeing vomit and being like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And Who would have thought he would get there?
Yeah, and then he throws up again in the bathroom, and then he goes to her house, and they almost like do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then they don't. She's like, I couldn't. Like I knew you're a kid.
No, that's not.
She's like, she's also blackout drunk.
It was
Denji, maybe
exactly.
don't.
No, that like well, like she's like on top of him, and she's like, "Let's do it. Get undressed.
Let's do it."
The look on his face, he's not like hyped about it. He looks like really vulnerable. And she like takes his shirt off.
He's a child.
And he's kind of like, okay, like this is what you do. And she's like, what's that in your pocket? Oh, it's a lollipop. Where'd you get this? And then and then he's talking to Makima about like my first kiss was someone throwing up in my mouth. And she's like, well, here's a, now your first indirect kiss was with me. And he's like, I want that. I don't want this.
I'm simped out, bro. Yeah, he wakes up. He's like, I'm simped out.
So he sleeps on the floor, and then she's like later on, she's like, so did I force myself on you?
Yeah. She's like, did we? I don't remember anything. And he's like, no.
He's like, no. She's like, oh, thank God. I thought I forced myself on a minor.
Yeah, that's what she says. Yeah.
Well, she kind of did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she was taking advantage of a minor. And she was like, so
not funny.
You like Makima? Yeah. Tell you what. I'll set you up with her. He's like, really? Yeah, but you got to help. You got to set me up with Aki. And that's going to be we're going to have a secret alliance. We're going to be friends now.
And then
okay, that's very
ensue.
Toradora of them to do.
Oh, it's so much.
And it's like, oh, that's, if you want to stop there, because that's the point where you're like, you know what? Things are looking up for old Denji and this cast of characters we all like.
And then they don't look up, do they? Things get
they
worse.
You look up for a long time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? I feel like you guys know something I don't know, and I don't like it.
I look good.
The writer is incredibly good at creating characters you like with only a couple of pages, and he's so good about it, he'll just start killing people off.
Oh,
kind of reminds me of Hunter in the sense where you're like, I get attached to these characters, and then they could die or they just leave the scenarios.
Yeah.
Like Kobeni's not really too much involved at all throughout the series, but you still like her and you still are excited to see her, and like that's most of the characters. Like 1 page, 2 pages, you're like, oh, he's so good at creating well-rounded characters. I feel like they're like real people,
and that they're so good that they feel like they're living in that world even when you're not seeing them.
Exactly.
That's kind of how I felt about Hunter too. Like these people, just because they're not in the story, like I can picture them existing and doing things.
And there's a character who they leave the series for like a huge chunk, and then they come back at the very end, and you find out they just got another job at like a burger place.
Yeah.
Really?
And they're just this person capable of killing like anyone like easily, but they're getting like mistreated by their boss.
Yeah.
But they're like, I mean, I can't just kill people. You just have like someone with a contract of a devil, but they have to like, sorry, I didn't say the burger name right.
I love that the story does things like that though.
Yeah,
that's
a lot.
That's what makes it, I think, different from a lot of other stories.
It's like I compared it to Hunter because it's just so many many different things, and you go through and they just live in the world and they come in and come out, and it's great.
Yeah,
and there's a whole arc next about Denji meeting someone in his life where he's like, maybe this is another route to go down, and maybe because now he's had like the superficial things already where he was like, oh, I want to touch boobs, I want to kiss. It's like, it's
and now he wants
neither one was
more.
really that great.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do I want now? I have this like promise to like live a happy life basically. And he's
mental love.
It's all in his head.
It's all in his head, mate. He just wants love now.
It's all like I want a long life with a fit bird. Right?
Yeah, I want a fit bird, but like I want it here, not there, but like both.
I want it up here, not down there on my bollocks.
No,
right?
it's not. I only have one bollock.
I only got one bollock.
Only one bollock.
Which he
it
did.
doesn't tie me down.
Yeah. Wait.
You forgot he sold a testicle.
Oh, Denji did?
Denji sold a testicle. He can regenerate once Pochita became his heart. He regenerated everything because he was missing he sold a kidney, his eye, and one of his balls. This whole time, We could have.
Wow.
And he was extremely
Hey, guys.
quick on his feet.
We really dropped the ball on that one, huh? My hands are sweaty. I'm wearing a fucking full-ass suit. It's all a part of the business.
Is that the halfway mark?
I don't want to rush through the events that happen next. So if you want to like cut it off here, we can. We'll come back.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. So this is a good spot to come back to. It gives me a chance to read, but it also gives us a chance
to do the thing.
Right. But more importantly, it also gives us a chance to not rush through the rest of the series, right? And so it's something that we want to take our time with. And this was fun. And I think it'll be fun to do it again. I'm
gonna see. Okay, yeah, a huge event I'm gonna see if I missed any like quotes or anything I thought were.
But after this, we have to get into it's game time and it's gift time, and I can't wait. I can't wait for my gift.
Yeah, immediately after the diner, a huge plot series happens. So,
okay, so stay tuned for part 2, and
goddamn.
Okay, and now you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing like when people have inside jokes, and it's rude.
It's not inside.
It's rude when you were supposed to be inside on the joke too.
You're right.
You were supposed to get this.
You're right.
This.
You're right. I deserve that. Look, when I got a spanking as a kid, if I deserved it, I was like...
You're thankful.
I was thankful.
You're like, thank you for raising me correctly.
May I have another?
May I
have some more spankings?
Spank me again, Daddy.
And then he's like, I don't want to spank our son anymore.
Daddy, spank me,
He
Daddy.
likes it a little too much.
Yeah. So stay tuned for part 2. We're going to be reviewing the rest of the series up to chapter 87. It also gives you a chance to...
Well, who knows what chapter we'll be up to by the time part 2 comes out.
Oh my gosh.
We'll do it soon.
So much.
We'll do it soon, and we could go a little bit past that. It'll also give people a chance to catch up and to read farther on if they haven't read that part of the series yet. And we'll probably end up doing a giveaway in that one too, so stay tuned for that. But now it's time for Cody's game.
So we're going to pick a random phobia, and then you're going to guess like what your power even would be, how powerful you think you would be. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Because, like, the tomato devil was just a walking tomato. The blood devil is able to, like... So it's based on the fear of blood, but it's able to use blood as a weapon and manipulate it.
Okay.
So you see it, like... I got hygrophobia, which is a fear of liquids, dampness, or moisture.
Okay.
Which means my power would be over water. And dampness and moisture.
So, yeah.
Just wet things. Vaginal fluids, thank you, Hannah.
Vaginal fluid. So, is that something you're afraid of?
That's something I could manipulate. Which, hey, too late, man.
Too late?
I didn't want this one.
It's a good one, Cody.
I don't know. I don't know how strong that fear is, because I guess that does cover the fear of water.
People are very scared of the word moist, so
they're very
you have
scared
something
of that.
there.
They're scared of drowning.
Drowning.
But that I think the fear of drowning is separate than the fear of the concept of moisture.
Well, I have a friend, and this is 100% true. He doesn't like when his feet get wet. And I also ask him, how often are your feet getting wet? And he's just like...
Well, never. I'm afraid of it.
You don't like feet wet?
I am deeply bothered by saliva.
Oh, saliva.
Are you?
Oh,
are you bothered by saliva?
Yeah, sometimes.
So I could manipulate the
It's
saliva
gross.
in people's mouths.
Very gross.
Make like a spike.
Oh, shit.
Like
Yeah.
thinking of someone else's saliva, like not your own.
Okay, because I think this...
So if someone spits on the floor, you're like grossed out by
It's
it?
pretty, I mean...
If they like hock a loogie on the floor?
Yeah, it's just gross. Just like the concept of it. It's just like...
Or when kids do that thing where they like, build up a bunch of mucus and then they
Yeah, it's gross.
let the fucking loogie dangle and then they
and they're
slurp
like,
it back
dude,
up.
check it out. I swallowed my own booger spit. And you're like,
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
what did... You realized you lose in that scenario.
I mean, as a kid, I thought that was pretty cool, though.
You did that as a kid.
No, I tried. I could never do it.
I used to do a game where I would just try to hold in, like, I would just hold in all my saliva and I would spit it out after class.
Cody, that's the fucking craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You couldn't answer any of the
You've
teacher's
heard-
questions.
And
You're
you've
just
heard
like,
what our president has said.
So
He
you
doesn't talk.
You just let it build up in your mouth.
This was like an elementary school
Oh,
thing.
you're like talking to people. You're like,
Yeah, looking back, I deserve to get bullied. I'm not
And
gonna.
let's be honest, he wasn't really talking to anybody, or at least no one was talking to him. So then you're saying
No,
that just buckets of saliva came out of your mouth after
not
class?
buckets, but a mouthful.
That is so fucking strange.
But that's a sign of like I instinctually know that would be a power I would have, because I think my power isn't over like large quantities of liquid,
sure.
but moisture and dampness of quantity. So like
mold
mold,
falls into that category.
I could cause mold, but I wouldn't have a power over mold.
You
know?
could cause like black mold and kill people.
Yes.
Liquid too. You could. Is like lava technically a liquid? It's not.
It's a plasma.
It's a plasma.
Okay.
Fuck. Anyway,
We're gonna talk about plasmas again.
Oh yeah. I brought up plasma.
God, classic Josh.
So, because I think that like I wouldn't have control over blood and stuff.
no,
It's just damp things.
Okay.
you can make people sweat and like dehydrate them.
Ooh, and that's the biggest threat of all to people is dehydration. That's becoming like a meme now. Why is that a meme?
Dehydration.
Stay
Like-
hydrated.
You got a good one, dude. Why don't you like the one you got? That's a good one.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think we just did it for you.
Yeah.
actually.
Okay. Like if I carried a squirt bottle, it couldn't be a strong one. It would have to be a one that's lightly misting.
Yeah, or you can get one of
With
those theme
saliva.
park misters, the fan misters.
Yeah, and like just have that gross water that like smells, and you're like just don't use it.
Yeah.
People like that water,
And why
though.
does it smell so bad?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People like Pirates of the Caribbean water.
I guess like if I go into a cave, that would be my domain.
It already kind of is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is sort of
You're
what
coming,
I
you're coming around to it. You're coming
All
around
right,
to
click randomize.
it. All right, I go next.
Oh gosh.
I got agatophobia, fear of insanity.
Oh, that's
Dementia.
I'm the Joker.
Yeah.
I can just make people go crazy.
Yeah.
So
people are scared of getting dementia.
Yeah, people are afraid of getting dementia, Alzheimer's, going crazy.
Insanity, schizophrenia too, just like not being in control of your own mind.
So you could cause like
Scary.
hallucinations and like you could
You could just whisper in someone's ear.
Yeah. I could.
They're like, oh shit, am I hearing
like in general or with that power.
In general.
I mean, I could do it. I could
You
do
could
it.
whisper in someone's ear.
I could do that right now.
regardless
Come
of
here.
power or now that he has it. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
do that. You could whisper into someone's ear like, "Wake up, you're in a coma," and then just
I could make you think. I could make Cody think he has like a girlfriend and stuff.
you can't make me think that.
It's my power.
Nothing
It's my
will
power.
make-
I'm
It's literally
pretty-
my power
it's
now.
literally my power. I'm.
I've had a girlfriend. I've been like, "Do you even like me?"
Okay, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
This is. I might be a little OP, right? This is pretty.
Yeah, that is that. Honestly, you got a really good one. It's not dampness over here.
Yeah, it's not
King
fucking
dampness.
wet boy over
Yeah.
here. Fucking
That's
the
what they
water
call
boy.
me.
They call you the water boy.
They call me Wet Boy.
Water boy.
Wet boy.
Wet boy. Moist boy. Moist boy. Moist boy.
I moist boy. I like it a little bit more.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a boy.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it- Yeah.
And so, what else could I do with this power? This power of insanity?
I think it's I
Because
think it's pretty straightforward in what you're. I mean, there's not much outside of the realm of insanity.
Yeah, I could make people do all kinds of things. Well, I think I won.
Yeah.
What did you?
Well,
what
I
did you
haven't
guys
I
both-
haven't gone yet.
Okay, let's see what Megan's is. How do you say that?
Macrophobia, fear of long waits.
Ooh, this could maybe be like similar to eternity.
Close to the eternity, but like
yeah.
you could like if someone's like going somewhere, you could like trap them to being stuck.
Oh, road trip, family road
Ooh,
trip.
they could call you the DMV, dude.
Oh yeah, I live next to a DMV.
That's why you got this power. How did you get this power? Did you get bit by a radioactive DMV employee?
No, I just live
No, I
near
live
one.
right down the street.
Yeah.
I pass by it every day. It just kind of rubbed off on me.
Don't go by that house or it'll take you a while to leave.
Long
Oh,
waits.
waiting for packages to come that you really want.
Yeah, maybe you'll get your package if you cooperate.
Ooh,
Being
ooh,
pregnant
ooh.
for such a long time.
Yeah, I'm saying you can make someone have to like it would wait.
You can make you could that's why it like backfired on you. That's why you were born early because your fear of like waiting.
This is a premature Megan joke.
Classic.
I was gonna
You
say
know, I'm stronger for it. I fought for what I needed and what I wanted. And I knew what I wanted, and I came out stronger. I
don't
was
know about
maybe only
stronger.
5 pounds, but I came out on my own will.
Yeah, because
Give it up for Mehgan.
you were so terrified of waiting. And that's like ingrained
I wasn't.
in
No,
you.
I honestly, I don't know.
You also could make people like wait long for their period so they think they're pregnant.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Make
You could-
everyone fucking crazy,
You
huh?
make 'em- yeah, and then we could team up.
Everyone crazy.
We could team up. Insanity and long
and
waits.
you're called the gaslighters.
Yes. I like it. And you would be our biggest
And I just
foe.
throw like spit.
You would be our biggest
You just-
foe. You wouldn't be involved at all. You'd be
Yeah.
our enemy.
You'd be our enemy.
Because I just keep being like, you guys shouldn't trick people into thinking they're pregnant. Like, what are you gonna do? Moisture? Well, I'm like, I guess I could spit at you, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I kind of have to pee a little bit. I could do that. And
Yeah.
You don't have to carry a water gun on you, by the way. You could just pee.
I don't know if pee is moist. I think my power, if I'm manipulating myself, it would be from my spit and from my nose.
Ew, your nose.
I'm not happy about it.
I mean, you do have the most, like, we can get the most creative with yours. Like, mine and Megan's kind of speak for themselves. They're terrifying. Yeah, you could do a lot. You could just slightly make their
Trench
feet a little
foot?
Warts.
moist. Oh, warts too, possibly.
Warts.
I could
And me
make
and
their
Megan could
eyes
just-
water and be like, "Oh, are you sad? Are you a little baby? You're gonna cry?"
I'm just moist.
I'm just,
My eyes are
I'm,
just.
I'm just damp, which I admit I'm a little worried about, but not necessarily scared of.
I'm slightly uncomfortable, which is kind of what Cody does to people anyway, right?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
them slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Megan just long waits and then insanity. I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I don't text people back and then.
Okay, Hannah, do you want to do it?
Yeah.
You could do it. Fuck yeah. You could do it. Click it.
Randomize.
Let's see.
Ichthyophobia. Fear of fish.
Fear of fish.
Oh, Cody.
Hello.
There already was a fish demon.
Yeah.
There already was a fish demon.
No, you and I could work together because you're moist and I'm a fish and fish are moist.
And you guys have a team.
We're like a duo trying to fight against the gaslighters. We're the fair fish.
Oh, you call yourself the
Wait,
Deckers because you
does-
guys like fish on decks or whatever your ancestors do.
What did we say about the last name thing, man?
Oh yeah. He's
Wait,
got a
does-
different last name.
Yeah, fear of sharks, does that fall into that? Because
A fish?
yeah, sharks are
Yes.
technically. Fuck yeah.
You guys would make a great team. You
Oh,
guys would make
yeah.
a great team. So it's the Gaslighters versus what's your team name? It's got to be cooler than fair decker fish or whatever you said.
Sticky.
The sticky ickies.
The sticky ickies. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
The moist.
The moist men.
The moist men.
But man isn't human.
Yeah. We'll workshop it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's a type of fish that spits. So like the spit fish.
Okay.
We're the spit fish.
I don't want to be on this team anymore.
The contract has been signed by the devil.
The contract.
Yeah, it's a devil
is
contract.
set.
Yeah, the spit fish versus the Gaslighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we came out on top.
Spit fist?
Oh, spit.
That's a
Spit
different.
fist?
That's a different club. You don't want to.
yeah.
You don't want to be in that
Oh,
club.
yeah, no,
That's a different category
That's a whole different
entirely.
phobia.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Hannah, people get them confused all the time, and they're in for a real.
I'm like, no, it's a fish. And they're like, damn it.
And honestly, they're in for a real treat when they find
When
out.
they Google it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's a treat at least. You know. Anyway, Cody, what a great game, dude! And now we're on to my favorite part of the episode, the moment that I've been waiting for since we hit the record button, and it's gift time.
All right, real quick.
Oh.
Favorite character? Do you like Aki at all?
I do.
All right. Now,
He got me a body pillow, an Aki body pillow.
Here.
I
can fit a
for
body pillow in that
sure
envelope.
got this. I never told you. This was always something I would like show to Josh. Like when you
Okay.
weren't looking.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
wanted
You'll see
to-
why.
You guys are keeping secrets from me.
You'll see why.
Because I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, it sounds like you got the wet devil over here. Saliva
I'm in
devil.
a fucking suit.
It's a decal for your car, right? It's a car
Yeah.
decal.
It's Pochita.
It's Pochita, the devil pug.
Oh, he's so cute.
That's so dope. I'm
Thank
jealous.
you.
I'm jealous. And
Now,
so,
I also got one of each main character.
Oh,
shit.
he's like.
I want power, dude. Yeah.
And I got this one because I figured, if nothing else, I might like that one. And then there's just mini ones of Pochita doing things that you don't realize, you wouldn't understand unless you got that far in the plot.
He's so cute.
Oh my God, these are amazing.
I've been looking on this Redbubble site for months so I could like get these before you were aware of them.
Oh, yeah, because I do.
Every week I would just, oh, finally it was there, and I finally got them.
Oh, thank you, Cody. This is going on the bad boy today.
I know, dude.
That's why I asked you last week, what's a good size for stickers?
And I was like, that's a weird question.
I can't wait to put this power sticker on something, dude. Honestly, thank you so much, Cody. I wish I would have got you something.
Well, part 2.
Part 2.
Oh, you have to redeem yourself.
I do. And in part 2, we're gonna go all out, and I'm gonna get you something. I'm gonna get you guys both something.
Are you gonna do a power cosplay?
Fuck. I mean,
well,
she does have pink hair. And
you just need devil horns.
Yeah, and a suit. Really. Stay tuned to see if I end up dressing up as Power, which is looking more likely as like it's gonna happen. But that's gonna do it for the episode today. That's part 1 of the Chainsaw Man series review. We didn't know what to expect this time. It was the first time doing it, so it does look like we'll definitely end up doing a part 2. Let us know what you think about part 1 in the comments down below. Comment so you can be entered in to win the giveaway, which is Chainsaw Man Volume 1. Other than that, thank you for watching and listening. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun watching and listening too. Cody, do you have anything to add, since this is your... I associate Chainsaw Man with like being a Cody thing because he shared it with me.
They both start with C, so it's like...
That's true too.
Finish the story.
Okay. Finish the manga.
Good thing. Good. That's a good thing to say. So do you want to take us out on our outro that's always the same and never changes?
Do we got anything lined
don't
up?
Look at I'm
while you think
I'm dropping
about
the
it,
ball on this one.
While you think about it too, our next episode we did get the days confused. So the next episode that will be coming out,
I didn't.
You didn't. Mehgan did.
I was on top of my shit.
You were on top of your shit. Me and Cody got the days mixed up. So the next episode will be the Frank and Fran Volume 1 review, and then Chainsaw Man will probably be somewhere in the month of October. Part 2 will be somewhere in the month of October. So Frank and Fran is definitely coming next week. And what?
I have the thing.
Oh, you have the thing? You have the outro?
Josh didn't finish the manga. I saw that coming.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's
a little long.
I can't be mad at it.
But
all right. Well, I deserve it. I did this to myself. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe, comment, leave a comment so you can enter in the giveaway. We'll see you guys in the next episode. And until next time,
Josh didn't finish the manga?
I chainsaw that
one coming as well. We all, yeah.